Hey, welcome back to Fox and Robin Recording. I'm Justin, and today we are going to talk about this console. Okay, like I said, we're going to talk about this console. The console behind me is an Allen & Heath GL3300. It's 32 channels of input with direct outputs. It's an 8-bus console, so it's got 8 mixed buses along with 8 groups. It's also got a stereo. It's got a lot of features that help us here in the studio. And we've gotten a lot of comments asking us why we have such a large console in our space. As you can see behind me, it sits here. It's great for a lot of tactile mixing. That's kind of why we have it. We have these 32 inputs, basically so we can record and mix if we want to. We can actually, we haven't set it up quite yet that way, but we are working on it to where we can also mix on it if we wanted to. But we can record and mix, and we do record bands. And when we record bands, we do like to sum a lot of things. It's like 2 channels and convert them into 1 channel in our Pro Tools session. It also helps us mix before we get to the mixing process. So as we're recording it, we're also kind of mixing it because we are down mixing from 2 channels to 1 for certain things like kick drums, snare drums, multiple guitar mics, multiple bass channels, things like that. And as we get to the actual mixing process, it helps us speed that up. It's got a lot of returns on it for both sending and returning to our outboard gear, which is another reason why we have it. We like to use a lot of hardware compressors for that whole recording stage. We've got like a WA76, a WA1B, some recreations from Warm, a bus compressor. We've got a few other, we're working on maybe getting a reverb. It's just some effects that we can use before we do the mixing in the DAW, as opposed to recording everything simultaneously and then kind of doing everything in post. It's kind of a give and take a little bit in that aspect as we get to record it as if we were mixing it live, and then once we get back into the DAW, we'll do a little more mixing to make it just a little bit nicer, and then out the door it goes. It also improves our workflow a little bit too. It helps in many ways. I highly recommend, if you can, get your hands on a console because it'll help. You can EQ things on the way in. That helps with workflow greatly because then you're not having to heavily rely on your CPU in your computer quite as much, because you've got the console behind me here, like this one, that is kind of doing that heavy lifting. And that's one of the major reasons why we got one. And we've had a lot of people ask us, why do you have such a large console in such a small space? We're not really a small space. You guys just kind of see that side of things. We have a little bit bigger space that is behind the camera, where our drums and our guitars and all that kind of sits, and where the majority of the band records. In the real world, it helps in the aspect of headphone mixes. We actually mix all of our headphones out of the console. We use the auxiliaries to send to our headphone amplifier, then powers our headphones for our artists. And we do find there's no latency. You don't have to worry about the computer adding latency as it's going in and out, that round trip audio processing. You do not have to worry about that with an analog console. You can just turn it up, you hear what comes in and what goes out immediately. There might be very tiny bit of latency, but your ear will never hear it because it is so small. Because it's still going through electronics and stuff within the console. And then kind of the other reason why we got this console was to have the sound. That is the sound that we look for, is that analog but analog sound that we look for in a console, that we look for in our DAW. The console helps us with that. It helps, we can overdrive it if we want, because we do have it set up to where what comes in, we can then overdrive what comes in and then control what actually goes out to the computer with the faders. And that's kind of how we mix, is we're mixing as it goes in to our DAW, which so happens to be Pro Tools right now. We might change it to Logic, we might change it to Luna. It depends. Those are kind of the 3 that we flip back and forth depending on the artist and the client that we have in here. But yeah, those are kind of my thoughts on the console here. Let me know what you guys think about that. What console are you guys using? Are you using an analog console? Are you using just your DAW? Are you using something like Console from UA, which is also a great thing, works very similar to this in certain ways? Are you using a Mackie 32 bus? Are you using you could be using just a little 4-channel mixer to down mix things. Let us know if you're using a console, or if you're not, what are you using? Let us know in the comments. If you haven't, we've noticed a thing here, and we've noticed one thing with our videos, and if you haven't done this, it's okay, it's fine. But we've noticed a lot of people watch our channel, don't subscribe. They watch it, but they don't subscribe. So if you can, hit that like and subscribe and that bell button to help us out, grow the channel, and get notifications. And if you have found value in this, that's awesome. Also, be on the lookout for more videos that we have coming, our live streams, our shorts. If you haven't, go check out our website, foxandrobinrec.com. It's where you can see a lot of our samples of stuff that we mixed, the studio, pictures, our live sound setup is in there, I think. Gear, all that types of stuff is in there, and what we use and why. Also, if you're an artist, a musician, or you just need some tracks mixed, hit us up on our website as well at foxandrobinrec.com. And also, don't forget that like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Go make some music.